Now that's a good movie. I swear to God, if you go higher than a 6, we're done. Luca, I know it's late, but we got to do the Brahmastra review. I know it was a late show time, and you're not good with that, but people want to know, how was this movie?
Good morning, movie nuts.
Oh, yeah, good morning those
in India.
Yes.
And good morning
Freebie.
To whoever in the United States is going to watch us review this movie.
Yeah.
We are here. I gotta be a little quiet, but we are here.
We're here.
After just watching Brahmastra in theaters, actually quite a packed house.
It was a full theater, I believe. I don't think...
Except for, like, the lower level,
yeah,
the seats where nobody really buys.
That's expected. But I was surprised with how late the showing was, that it was that packed.
Yeah.
We can, let's take this slow a little bit, let the people who are here live with us flow in as they wish.
Yeah.
Just wanted to let you guys know, if you don't mind me announcing it, congrats on episode 40 of Into the Movieverse.
Yes, this is episode 40.
Sadly, some of those episodes, the earliest ones, are lost to time. But this is an exciting milestone. And so thank you to all. Parv, welcome.
Glad
Prashant,
you guys could all make it here. Freebie.
Yes.
Good to see
thank you all so much. Fully packed, same with us except for the very front row.
Yeah. It's good to see that people showed up.
Yeah. No, it's nice.
And even here, I think we were the only two white guys. Pretty sure, 100% sure we were the only two white guys in there.
Sadly,
I'm sure everybody was kind of wondering, like, why and how these people here?
You know, I imagine the people who saw it in the theater in the United States, a lot of people are somehow connected or they stay up to date with the culture in India. Mm-hmm. Sadly, I think we both noticed this right as we walked in. There was no poster for Brahmastra on the theater wall anywhere. They had posters for every other movie, and I was like, "This is a big release. You're not going to put a poster up on the wall, even in the even in the back." I don't know if it's the same for those of you in India, but in the theaters, you have the subsections that go out to the sides. There wasn't even a little poster, and it was kind of disappointing. I was excited to see a big Brahmastra poster when we walked in to get a shot of it for our reaction, and there was none.
This is one of those, like, you gotta be in the know kind of movies.
Which is sad. This should have gotten better promotion, considering it wasn't the promotion done by Disney.
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, there was no promotion really over here.
Yeah, which is sad.
I think you really have to be in tune with what's happening with,
Indian cinema culture.
Indian cinema, culture and stuff to know, like, when this stuff is showing. And, but still, it was great. The curse for me still lives on. There were two children, and they were, like, asking questions. I heard them, like, why did he fall down?
You must have your ear tuned to it.
Why did he, are they still, like, together? What happened? They just kept asking questions. I don't know. I wasn't like,
I didn't notice it the whole time, but I know, like, you're so annoyed by people who talk in the theater at this point that you I feel like you subconsciously try and find them so you can know to zone them out, but in reality you just zone in on them.
I mean, you were fully locked in.
Like, I was full, I'm one of those people where, like, just like video games, movies are an escape for me, so I, like, it's a trip to another world, so I try and zone in as best as I can and take it all in. Yeah,
well, everybody in the theater was respectful anyway.
Yeah,
it's just kids in a movie theater,
Yeah, you know what? So, speaking of that, Zombie, we're going to leave our thoughts on the exact numbers of our review till the end and just break down the movie as is right now. We're going to try our best to keep the beginning part of this episode spoiler-free for those who wish to see it that way. And then we'll let you know when we go into the spoiler section.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's really easy to not spoil this movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, you could really pull a lot from the trailers. Like, a lot from the trailers. There were some things that, like, okay, you didn't really know going into it, but it didn't blow me away like, KG. And we said this walking out of the theater. We actually saw this with somebody who knows the channel. We met him. Shout out to Sairam or Sairam. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he was talking to us about it, and we agreed that it didn't blow us away. It wasn't the blockbuster level that we were expecting it to be. I'm surprised that the booking for it has surpassed Triple R, but you know what? I think there will be many bookings that will pass Triple R.
You know why? I think it passed the bookings because this is more... While Triple R, and we can say this right off the bat, I'm pretty sure for those of you who have seen it will feel this way. It's obviously better. It's Triple R's a better film. I think that this movie, in terms of its trailer and just story in general, and we'll get into this a little later on, is more relatable and familiar. There's a part of this film that's very familiar to a majority of the worldwide audience. Ratika, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Nirmal, hope you're doing well.
Yeah, sorry you didn't like the movie.
Yeah, we're going to go into that kind of stuff right now.
Yeah, so...
On into the movieverse.
On into the movieverse. That is actually... You make a good point. This is something that we actually talked about on the way out. Saying that, Cody was saying that he liked the first half of this movie, and then it really heavily relied on the VFX afterwards.
And Sairam said the same thing. Sairam's friend said that, I believe he said that the first half of the film really gets you, but then they lean really heavily on those VFX that the director has expressed that he had been developing this film in his head for years because the technology wasn't available yet, and I think that obsession with having the technology capable of doing the effects he wanted led him to kind of overdoing it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what? Sorry, you go.
No, you can finish.
I was going to say that the reason I went into this movie, as you guys probably saw in the short we just uploaded, with not really high expectations.
Not sky high.
I went in with I wanted the film to do well because I saw the passion the director had for it. And you can see his heart went into this movie, and I feel like you can tell that when you're watching it.
Yeah,
it's very heartfelt. But some things went a little awry.
Yeah, I mean, we're sitting, and who brought up the love story? I think it was. Yes, Much Love in Movie was from Prashant. And then I feel like Freebie also mentioned I don't like the love story. Literally when we were 10 to 15 minutes in, and he sees I forgot her name in the movie already.
Athira?
Yeah, it was whatever Lord Shiva's wife.
Yeah. No, I mean there was a shot that must have been 30 seconds long of just a zoom on of his face.
Yeah, but literally the first 15 minutes in, you get the exact same formula that I've been talking about. You get that love story going. You get it in the works. He chases her down. Yeah, Parvati. Thank you. I'm probably butchering it, but Parvati. I gotta work on it. But you get first 15 minutes in, he sees the woman he wants to love for the rest of his life, tells her he likes her, and those are the first 3 words that he ever says to her. And then you get that going. And the whole love story thing, it plays into the whole factor of how his fire works. And oh my god,
we are definitely gonna touch on that. Nirmal, that is you Rob, thought exactly what we were thinking as we were at the theater.
Oh my god! And people were saying that we were crazy. Not that we were crazy, but we literally mentioned this.
People said in the comments,
our trailer reaction.
Yeah, people said don't compare it to the Avengers.
Don't compare it to the Avengers.
Yes, you don't
look, everybody's comparing it to the Avengers.
It's the powers you can't compare to the Avengers because some of those powers in the Avengers movies are based on these these mythological characters. But okay, major spoilers here now at this point, everyone. Basically, I think everyone thought when that moment in Infinity War where Thanos, like, you think he lost, but then he connects the final
Avengers.
No, for what I'm about to say in the movie.
Oh, okay.
So let me get this out. That moment in Infinity War where Thanos, he's like, oh, he lost, we won, and then Thanos puts the final stone in, and then the world ends. The same thing. You think they won. You think the bad guys lost, and they didn't get the third piece of the Brahmastra. But then when you think they won, someone gets stabbed in the back. The third piece connects, and the world ends. And that was just too. Our friend who went with us, they thought the same thing. It was very reminiscent of that. And I wish that wasn't the case. I wish they went a different direction with that final battle, like the way it ended, because I mean, there's so many ideas you could have gone with, but that hit too close to home. That was like, oof, that's very comparable.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the love story, I didn't mind it until they started really pushing it. Like, I hate to compare other movies, and I'm sorry, everyone, because I know people in the comments are like, why are you comparing that movie? I'm comparing only an aspect of these movies. In terms of love interests and love stories as a subplot of a main storyline, for example, the best way I can compare it is like Rocky in KGF. He wants the girl, he's like, I'm going after her, and he does it. And they do the same thing in this movie, but they push it. They really push it. I mean, there's a shot of him staring at her that's like 30 seconds long for no reason. Yeah. Like, you're just like, he's just smiling.
Thing that I had a problem with.
Here, for those of you who hasn't, this is the scene. For like a minute. So it was like a little too much. But then again, first half of the movie was my favorite.
First half was good. But the staring stuff, like, we get it. He's in love with her. You don't need to.
Yeah, it didn't feel natural. Perfect, Parv. That's exactly.
Also, Siren told me that they're married in real life. I'm assuming, because I've seen article photos of them together and stuff, so I can only assume, they are.
What's up, Derpy? And thank you. Yeah, it was entertaining. And I think, who else did I see here? Yuva, welcome. Hope you're doing well.
Vertika, I think you should see it. And yes, it's a combination. Like, I agree with Zombie that we were promised ancient Indian culture, and they were supposed to dive into like the background of the Astras. We got that in the beginning. What's up, AJ? We got that in the beginning, and we got that cool, like, comic booky looking intro.
The art style,
which was really nice. The art style for that was really cool. And then you kind of have to wait until sort of like where the intermission takes place, until you can get some of the cool, like, not the cool stuff, but like when you actually start seeing the Astras do their thing. What's up, Film Indie?
Hope you're doing well.
So, it was ambitious. It was
very ambitious. You got to give him credit.
Just a little bit slow. There were times where I was finding myself wishing I had a remote to check to see how much time I had left. And I did notice around the theater that some people were looking at their phones and stuff. I don't know if that's just something that's normal for, like, to do in India in theaters. Normally, like, over here, people don't really go on their phones. Like, you just kind of watch the movie. But the dialogue, I mean, so we had a translation of stuff. I mean, it did kind of feel a little high schooly to me, I'll be honest. He's chasing the girl, he's whatever, all like head over heels for her, which I don't like. I mean, if you're going to really draw out the love story side of things, and Cody, maybe you'll agree with this, is like, just don't make it so fast. Like, can they be friends first? Like,
I did enjoy the love story, except for the fact that, yes, I think it went a little fast. You know what I think it is? It's like knowing that we're getting 2 other parts. Hopefully still, because like I said, I still believe this is a very good world-building movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could have gone slower. Like the beginning. There's so much information you get packed in the first second in that hour, which is as cool as it was. A lot of that information about the Astras, I would have liked it to have been the guru telling Shiva about it when he got there. Like, he's like, what's going on? Where am I getting these powers? Instead of it like, we already know it all. He doesn't know anything. I wish we didn't know and we were like left to wonder. And then it was explained by the guru because he was there for the previous time the Brahmastra was activated. It would have been cool to see it from his perspective and his understanding instead of, well, it was in the beginning, it was him doing the voiceover, but that information I wish they had left a little secret until later on. And again, like a lot of you said, this was a great movie to dive into that Indian the mythology, and I wish they did a little more. You know, I would have loved to learn more about that.
Imagine if this was more of a 3-parter in terms of part 1. You know, you learn about the Astras, you learn about Brahmastra, you learn about the Shiva main character, but throughout all of that, instead of them collecting all the pieces and then summoning, getting the Brahmastra all together, and then Dave comes out and, he's in his human form and whatever. What if they only got 1 piece per part? And then you kind of have this big climax at the end with the Brahmastra coming together, and like you kind of do it like that.
Just like the 3 boxes in the Justice League movie. You know how they're collecting the 3 boxes in the Justice League movie, they take these 3 boxes and put them together to make a super weapon. Okay? 3 pieces of a Brahmastra make a super weapon. Iga's coming soon. It won the poll, so we have a couple movies before that, though. But yes, there were so many parts in this movie where in my head I thought, boom, right there, cut it. That would have been a perfect cliffhanger. Mm-hmm. I think that, I don't know what the vision is for the next 2 films, but I agree with you. I think that I would have been happy with all 3 movies being about the singular piece.
Yeah.
Because also, the trailer hypes up these wielders of the Astras, and then 2 of them get wiped out.
Yeah, we see them struggle.
You don't learn about their history. You don't learn about their life. They just get wiped out. And as cool as they are, it was like, damn, you just threw away those 2 cool characters I really wanted to learn about.
Yeah.
So
because it almost felt rushed in that sense.
It did.
Like,
for a 3-hour movie.
They're like rushing to put all the pieces together. Yeah. And then it's like, here it is. And then you literally get like what? A total of 10 minutes of this thing like doing its world-ending business.
And
then that's it. Like,
there was some amazing,
so much cooler.
There's some amazing possibilities for character development, mythology to learn about. The world is so rich and there's so much to do, and still with 3 hours they managed to make it feel rushed. I don't think I've ever seen that. There were so many parts of this movie.
Your questions, AJ.
I'll answer that in just a sec. There are so many parts of this movie that I loved, that I wanted to learn more. I wanted to see more. Yet like I said, it just felt rushed. They could have left. There's a lot of information here. They could have left for a sequel, so you were like wondering. And with how deeply rooted, like as you all have told us, that the history is, and how the director wanted to bring it all to life and all that. I think he, with 10 years of hyping himself up to do all this, I think he went a little. He bit off more than he can chew in one film, Could have been like, whoa, slow the roll. We got 2 more films to go. Take your time,
Right.
Get people into it. Like I said, I still think this is a good world-building film. But get people into it. Get them wanting to see more. But I feel like we got so much so fast,
Right. It was a lot. So, okay, AJ has asked 3 questions, so we'll go in order. So, Cody, you can start off with what was your favorite part of the movie or your favorite scene.
Side comment, I wish we didn't meet Shiva through a song. He had no dialogue. He just had a song. Then we met him, which was a little strange. But anyway, best scene, in my opinion, personal, mine. I very much liked the aesthetic of the temple of the Astra.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the what was the name of the group? The Astram, was it?
Brahmansh.
The Brahmansh. They're the temple and the guru and all that. I really like that area and aesthetic. Yeah. You know what? A lot's rushing through my head. Sorry, AJ. I'm trying to remember individual scenes, but as of right now, I can't really, think of a specific scene. But Luca,
honestly, the best.
Ashram, thank you, Parv.
The best sequence, I should say, is literally the Deva Deva music video sequence. Like,
that is a beautiful sequence.
It is a nice, sequence. I think that song is probably the best song out of the entire movie, because it's catchy and whatever. I mean, also if we're going for like the actiony parts, the sort of climax fight that they're having looked really good because you have all the colors of the different Astras and stuff coming together. If I had to choose the best Astra, that's tough. I mean, we saw air, we saw water, sort of. We saw. It's a little confusing because you got like an elephant, which isn't really an element. You got snakes.
Well, no, they said that there were animal.
Fire.
They said there were animal and plant Astras too.
Oh, okay. So we didn't really, I guess.
I know my favorite Astra.
Okay, what's your favorite?
Well, my favorite Astra in the wielder, as well as probably my favorite character in the sense that he looks awesome, is the bull one. And I loved how when he started, and when he started using his power, he'd have that really deep voice. He was a really cool character, and again, they just throw him away.
Yeah, but the bull is really cool. I forgot which Astra that was. Do we like Aaliyah all the time shouting Shiva? I mean,
oh yeah, that was
she to do.
I remember that. Yeah, in the car fight. Yeah, the whole time, Shiva, Shiva. I was like, all right, he's right there.
We have a funny skit idea. Once we can actually get the footage for it, we got a great skit idea for that.
Yeah. So. Oh, yeah, again.
Nandi Astra, yeah.
I'm curious if you guys had this problem as well, for those of you who can comment. My problem with that was the first song. You know us, we do love the music and the music videos in the movies, but the first song comes before you're introduced to Shiva. So instead of getting dialogue to meet Shiva first, the first time you see and learn about Shiva is through him dancing in the song. So instead of enjoying the song, I'm trying to figure out who this guy is. Trying to analyze the character. So I wish that we learned a little bit about him. That way I could enjoy the song knowing who he is. Yeah.
Definitely. And
19 Shiva screams. All right, everyone, repeat after me. Shiva, Shiva.
I like before we went live, I was also talking about how I find it annoying in movies that like where people are driving and they keep screaming to go faster. Like that's really gonna, make them go faster. Like, you can only go so fast in reverse.
Didn't you say
especially
you noticed something?
Monkey guy.
You noticed something that I didn't notice in the car chase. Do you remember what it was?
Do I remember what it was in the car? Oh, yes. Yeah. So they're driving, and we see the door get ripped off, right? When she hits the rock in the initial sequence. And for whatever reason, when the guy jumps onto the car, he breaks the driver's side window. But there's no window to break.
Because the door was gone.
Because the door's gone. So where is that glass coming from? Why they literally didn't have to add in the glass shards that were flying because there was no door.
Well, the thing was, did he break? The one thing I didn't notice.
He didn't break the back window either.
No, the other window there. There's two front doors. Did he break the window off the door and it was so fast you couldn't tell?
No, because the driver's side, which is Parvati was driving.
Oh.
Because, Shiva was having his, visions, and he's not capable to drive when he's going through that. And she was driving, and they broke the window. And I was like, okay, well, wait a second.
I also was, besides Diva Diva, which was a really good sequence, I was hoping for more. Again, this is the problem with the movie being too fast-paced, is I wish we got more training sequences between him and the guru. You know, I wanted to see him learning his powers a lot longer. I didn't want him to become this master who saved the world from the Brahmastra by the end of the first movie. I thought that would come by the third, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, I know, obviously, we have not even probably reached the tip of the iceberg. You know, I mean, we're at the tip of the iceberg for how much you can learn in this universe, in the Brahmastra universe, but still, it felt like we learned too much.
They did too much.
Shiva screams. I imagine Parv in the theater like this. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, and that's sort of like walking out of the theater talking to Sairam. Like, we were like, okay.
Yeah.
If we didn't see these movies like Triple R, KGF, Pushpa, like all these movies, Bahubali, before this, like imagine if we came into the Indian cinema scene based off of Brahmastra. We would probably think it was like, whoa, this is like great. Because the CG was really well, like it catches you with the colors and the artistic style of it. Like if you really think about it, artistically, like with all the CGI and VFX, as many as there were, it's hard to pull off.
Yeah, you gotta credit where credit's due. The effects looked amazing. The saturation looked amazing. You know, I didn't notice one bad effect personally. Ironically, every
besides
effect,
the stunts, like the practical stuff where he jumped off.
Oh yeah, he just kind of floated in the air.
Like when he jumped in the initial sequence when he saved the artist from the monkey guy, he jumps off. He's flying vertically, and then. But like, you know, it looked like he wasn't gonna make it, and then he like does this swooping motion.
Yeah,
like,
I saw that.
Clearly, tell he's on a wire.
Yeah. Also, when
we'll answer that question towards like the end when we actually give our rating.
In terms of like, do you remember when I like how she called him Mr. Scientist? When Mr. Scientist like kicked his chair back so he'd fall off the building.
That guy went. Like at least 20 feet like horizontal.
All he did was push back, but then instead of falling down off the building, he just kept going out. So I imagine that he's sitting on a chair behind. I imagine he's sitting on a chair on a green screen behind him, so they didn't have his feet, so they couldn't do a shot, or maybe it was just a small error.
I hate to nitpick. A green screen block with a pad at the bottom and just wire guided him down.
They could have done that. Yeah, they could have done that.
They took the lazy route. Like, they literally could have just went like, bah, and, you know, he could have just looked like he fell off. Or they could have just went on an actual building.
Yeah, that's true, Freebie. They, like... yeah, Silver, very true. You know what? You know what? It's hard. It's not that we were overhyping our expectations. It's just we're seeing this after watching so many legendary films you guys have recommended. So we're seeing it from, as many of you are as well, from after seeing, you know, who hasn't seen amazing films. So we're only comparing this to films we've seen or based, you know. I don't think I was overhyped. I wasn't overhyped. I was hopeful and supportive because I really wanted this to do well.
Yeah.
You know,
and honestly, I think they did the marketing pretty well for this movie, to be honest. You know, they really got people hyped up for it.
Well,
they have
online, you know.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know what they did, you know, in India, but I can only imagine that they put some good stuff in.
Would it have been any different if Rajamouli made this film?
For sure.
The world's different. I imagine even the coloring itself would be different. You know.
Okay, so
I'd love to put, you know what, there's a good amount of people here. I'd love to put out a poll so that everyone can have a say in something. What should we ask in a poll, Luca?
What should we ask in a poll?
Yeah, do you guys have a question? Anyone have a question you want to ask everyone else here watching us alongside you? Is there a question everyone's dying to ask? First one that pops up. Make it fast. You know,
I mean, looking at the VFX and stuff itself, initially I had to get used to it just because it was a lot of flashing. Actually, at one point, the editing style of the movie, I think it was when they went to
Coolcom. Thank you.
Like do the pulling off the necklaces or something, but it looked like the like it was just skipping. Like it looked like the file was corrupt, and it was just like beep 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 beep. Like, do you recall what I'm talking about, Cody? Like it was like cutting in and out, and it looked like really weird.
Oh wait, in the final sequence?
I don't know when it was.
Towards the end, when she was capturing the guru, the main.
Yeah, it was like beep.
No, I noticed there was actually.
I know it was intentional, but it was bad.
There was actually, so if you guys can recall this, there's the sequence where they take over the temple and the main assassin, I forget her name, she's going towards the guru as she's taking taking everything. And there's that weird cutting sequence. I noticed it when I was watching. There was actual screen tearing. I think it was a problem with the editing.
I don't know.
I noticed screen tearing.
There was an intentional edit that I just didn't think it needed to be there at all.
It could have been that.
Could have just been quick cuts.
Yeah, it could have been that darkness void, like very edgy thing, but it looked like screen tearing from an untrained eye. I guess I don't have I don't know what you'd call that effect. It's definitely new.
Okay, are you ready to talk about what we would rank this?
Sorry about the.
You want to rank this before we look at anything, right?
I would love to get our opinions and review numbers out before we look at critics, because I don't want anyone to assume that our opinions are going to be changed by critic numbers. I think we both have a generalization, a general idea of how we feel. But in the meantime, guys, a community poll has just gone out. Do you want a part 2 of Brahmastra? Does it serve as at least, even if you don't like it, at least a good world-building film? Do you think are you excited to see more from the world of Brahmastra, even if you didn't like this film that much? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to get your opinion.
When we were walking out to the parking lot, this movie will have to take the fall for world building. Now that we got the love story out of the way, now that we got the Brahmastra putting together out of the way, now that we sort of have all that stuff laid out, we don't need a love story in part 2. It could all be focused around Dev and what's going on with that. So I have high hopes.
Yeah,
I have high hopes, and this movie will have to take the hit for it. I do agree that they shouldn't have focused so much on the love story and should have actually focused on the ancient culture that they really hyped up. But okay, let's talk about the casting real quick before we get into our rating of this. How do you feel about the casting?
I had no problem with any of the casting. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if this is controversial, but I had no problem with the casting. This may be a bias based on previous films, especially KGF, was that I was not that enthused with the casting of Shiva himself. I didn't picture him as the albeit world, hero of the world type. Maybe it's his personality, but honestly, if there's anyone I would change in the cast, it would be the actor playing Shiva. Not that he did a bad job.
Yes.
I don't know. He just doesn't fit the role. To me, he doesn't fit the role.
To me, he looked tired all the time. Like he needed a nap. And the nap that he took in
probably
the movie
filming
was not enough.
Probably from filming, he's just
to
exhausted.
wake him up. Like, I think I look more awake right now at 12:05 a.m. than he did in the entire movie. Like, this guy has sleepy eyes, and he just looked like he didn't want to be there.
He did have, like, the same general shock expression to everything that happened. There wasn't a lot of emotion.
He was very one tone. I was literally imagining like, what if that was Prabhas? What if Prabhas was in there?
What about, dude? I was waiting for, like, what if the bull guy was Ram?
Yeah, what if
you
would
have lost it? You would have lost it.
all these, I really feel like he could have been casted a little bit different.
No problem.
You're not very late.
Welcome.
We haven't even done our rating yet. We're just talking about the movie.
Yeah, so you know what? Thank you guys for the poll. We got 18 votes here. 83% of you said that yes, regardless of if you like it or not, you think it serves as a good world-building film and you'd like to see a part 2. That's good to hear. I think that, you know, now that the director can get this off of his shoulders, he's like, all right, 10 years, it's over. Okay. It's over, you know? I think now he can just take it slow, don't rush, have a fun movie too. Brahmastra Part 2 without overdoing it, you know.
Yeah.
So we'll end the poll here. I was about to make a poll,
Cody,
you know.
I think it's time.
Oh, what for? What? What could it be time for?
To go into the intergalactic movie ranking system.
Yes.
I hope that sounded cool. Unless it just picks up.
It's just ooh.
Ooh. Okay.
No, I have no doubt he's an amazing actor. Just the role of Shiva, I don't know if he fit it. You know, no, I don't know. It just didn't. Even when I saw the trailer for the first time, that was my thought, and I went in going like, you know what, he could still be great, but something just didn't fit for me. You know, it's
he did it. You know, he worked out. He got the body right. His abs looked a little spray on because his abs looked spray on because he was breathing out. And then his abs were still there, and I was like,
"What's up, Archie?"
Oh
yeah, they had to squeeze in. They squeezed in the ab shot.
We're turning into South Indians.
I
think Bollywood still has some work to do. I think Bollywood is trying to be too mainstream, and
that's a bold statement. Are we getting political here?
That has nothing to do political. Okay. I think they're just, you know, look at this film. And it's literally, like we were saying before, and like Sairam mentioned and how we were talking about, it's literally like the Avengers, but it's Astra, you know? Yeah. And
especially a lot of the story, especially that final fight was so Thanos, you know, with connecting the pieces and the world ending.
Yeah, it's too mainstream. And I think with, you know, like Telugu and all those other ones, it just has a different tone to it.
I'm gonna agree with Coolcom on this. He does. I was thinking the same thing. He looks like a very he would probably do amazingly, and he probably does in more dramatic movies. But as an action hero, playing a character who is the essence of a god, you know.
Yeah.
For me, it didn't work. There was something I really wanted to say, and it just got swept away.
Yeah, the hero needs to be super macho and masculine. Like you're literally embodying two gods.
Yeah, then they had that.
Astras, you know, like you're literally doing that.
Yeah, and I wanted more training sequences. You know, using his powers in a very cool way. He was just very like nonchalant. In terms of relating this movie kind of has the same problem that DC films have, where it's like, they see Marvel making billions of dollars, so they're going to try to squeeze in the same formula, which is sad because this movie has such amazing potential in characters and backstory and juicy lore that they could have been fine without following the Marvel formula, you know? This is identical to Justice League. In Justice League, there are 3 things that need to connect to destroy the world. In this movie, there are 3 things that need to connect to destroy the world. Not that that's the problem, but the way they went about that in one film, getting all the pieces connected, is too... Yeah, this movie could have just done its own thing, and I think everyone would have been even happier. You know?
Yeah. I would like you to kick off the ranking. And...
Oh, no.
Just real quick before you get into it. Archie was saying that not every movie has to be a Rajamouli movie.
True.
Totally understand that.
But
and I don't expect every movie to be a Rajamouli movie. We have seen movies that were not done by Rajamouli still be really fantastic and rank really high for us. And I think for my ranking and my rating, I think the VFX is really going to be probably 80% of that. And it's only going to be where it's at because of the VFX. I think the storyline flopped a little bit. But go into it, Cody.
I was going to say, I love the story. I love the characters. I love the lore. It's just the way they went about it didn't go well. Too fast. Too much reminding me of other things like Marvel. Did I like the action sequences, Freebie? The majority of them, yes. I don't think they were anything stellar. I think one of you had mentioned previously the studio that did this specializes in VFX, and they did that splendidly. It was incredible. But then in terms of the action, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't... You know what? Sairam said this as we were leaving the theater. He said it wasn't blockbuster. And that's exactly. It's not bad. It's just not blockbuster.
Yeah. I'm
going to be brutally honest, guys, and you know me, I can be generous sometimes with my scores, and I'm thinking today is the day I'm just going to be truly honest. I don't even know what the critic numbers are. I haven't even seen a critic review yet.
Mm-hmm. Not many out there, so.
And I'm going to have to put this... You guys are the best. Please don't hate me. I am... You know what? I'm seeing some incredible movies in the 8s. Some movies that, you know... do I really want to go that low? Do I really want to go that low? I'm thinking, man. Okay. Brutally honest, guys. This is a 7.5 for me, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
This is a 7.5 for me. I truly think that it will be the same case as KGF, where I like the second one better than the first. I'm really hoping that they step up their game and they take their time. Take your time with this. It's so good. Just take your time. Too fast. 7.5, ladies and gentlemen. That's me.
For me, I really like Korn. No, I'm kidding. That's a TikTok reference. Nobody's gonna get that because you guys don't have TikTok over there. It's a TikTok trend over here. So for me, the VFX, like I said, 80% of the score.
You talk
80%. And the story, so focused on love. Got nothing wrong with the love story, but I figured out the formula. I think if I literally wrote a script based off of the formula that I think is in my head, I think Bollywood would literally pick it up and be like, that's gold. Because I see what they try to do and stuff. But the too much focus on the love story went too quickly. They literally could have made a great cliffhanger by having the first piece of the Brahmastra taken. Zombie, I see what you're saying. You can stop saying it. We see it. And I think that they literally could have had so much potential by making the 3 movies, with each piece coming together at the end of the 3rd installment. And maybe, Bollywood, if you guys are seeing this, if you're somebody that works at one of the production studios, pass this along the chain. Hit us up in our email at intothemovieversepodcast@gmail.com. We can give you some tips on how to really draw it out. For me, this is a 6-7.
Guys, there's a poll out right now, so you can leave your review of Brahmastra and give us a general idea of what you're all thinking. Please, if you got the time, click on that poll. Give your opinion so the community can know what you're thinking. A 6-7. Yeah.
6-7.
Wow, and I thought I was going low. I think there's so many aspects of this movie that are incredible, and that's what bumps my score up. But then everything else, really dragging it. I'm very excited for the future of the Astraverse, but you know what? I honestly think that this movie had to bear the weight of a lot of story building, and that was a disadvantage. It really had to just get a lot out there. And regardless of if I think they should have kept some of that stuff for the later in the film and for the next film, they did what they could.
Yeah.
Polls here in the chat. It should be there. If you don't see it, I apologize. It's up on my screen. People are voting as we speak.
The Guru's
I
character
thought he was
good.
cool. I loved his goatee. I loved his goatee.
We liked him a lot.
He was probably one of the best characters. Yeah,
yeah.
no doubt.
Film Indy, we will check out Manadu. We'll check it out. I think I got it. And then Archie, I can see why Bollywood would want to go mainstream and try to compete with Hollywood. It makes sense, you know. Hollywood at the time, it was massive, and I mean they still are. So to try and compete with that, I can see why. But they shouldn't let go of all the great films that they were making back then, and compromise themselves for that.
Yeah, no, he was a great actor. Guys, I see some of you leaving your reviews in the movie. Just make sure to click on the poll as well. We're getting some good numbers here. Happy to see that. Thank you all so much. Part 2 will be great.
Yeah.
Part 1 was again. I think we're all following. I think based on the polls we've done so far, everyone here agrees. Regardless of what you thought of this movie, there's just so much juicy lore and stuff like that. And you know what? I can't wait to see what they do with Part 2. Sadly, they just cram too much, man. Some of that info would have loved to. I would have loved to be kept on the edge of my seat instead of just being like, "Here's everything you need to know." You know, and I was like, "Whoa, just wait."
Yeah, I mean I feel like we were just promised something different.
Oh, that was another thing. Is that, you know what? That's one thing that bothered me was in the trailer. There's a specific part in the trailer. I think it's the end where they show you all the different Astras, right? They show you the wielder and the Astra. So like they go the water Astra, the bull Astra, the snake, right? But then so you're like, oh, we're gonna meet these legendary figures, but then you see them for like 5 minutes, and they either die or they get sidelined. And it was like, oh man, you built up these characters to be these legendary ancient figures. And then you don't learn about them. There's so much I would have loved to learn, you know? And then so much stuff that I could have waited to learn. They didn't need to... For example, that bomb about his parents being Dev and... Yeah,
they just dropped that on him.
They could have waited... Like, that could have been...
by the way...
That could have been in a very emotional second movie hit that didn't need to happen right away.
See, AJ,
oh, man, AJ. Sorry to hear. Good luck. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Mandeep, we liked it. I gave it a 6.7. Cody gave it a 7.5. What is our combined score, Cody?
6.
Where would you like to put this? What's your compromise?
With 6.7 and a 7.5, 2 points. What is that? Like a 6.9? 8. Okay. Is it kind of ironic? A little bit. I'm 6.9. 6.9.
6.9? I can agree with 6.9.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think it really deserves to be near Pushpa.
1 point lower than Escape Room.
You guys think 7.1?
7.1.
I don't know.
I'm fair with 7. Actually, you know what? I was thinking I'm fair with 7. You want to do 7 because this movie does deserve some credit. I don't want to bump it down to the 6s because look at it doesn't deserve to go that low. There's a lot of good aspects. Oh yeah.
Fine.
Oh
Fine.
yeah. Okay. Are you okay with that?
Sure.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll settle for 7.
Settle for 7.
But it has to go in front of Escape Room.
Agreed.
Just because I want it there aesthetically.
You want it? Is it better than Escape Room?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay. It's 1 point below.
It is interesting. So like I feel like too much focus on love. They kill so many characters. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You thought the same thing we were thinking. Too many amazing characters and like I'm a broken record at this point. Too many characters got swept away. Too much juicy lore either got told to you too fast. I'm broken record. It's there. I thought the acting was good. Again,
acting was it was okay.
Again, the only acting that bothered me was Shiva's.
But okay, so
that's cool. I wish we got Triple R in theater again, or in general. I wish I had gone to Triple R in theater.
Hey Cody.
Yes.
Do Do you just want to stay here real quick, and pull up the Three Idiots poster and do a quick review of it?
No, because it will be the same stream. It's going to get cut into two. And we're at 50 minutes here. But if you want to go live again quickly, I'll swap the poster out and just so this is a separate thing.
Should we do that? Do you want to do a poll for that?
Do you guys?
I just clicked that.
Sure. Thank you. First of all, thank you guys for 40 votes in that poll.
Just because I don't know time, and we can
40.
Quickly do that review.
No, I'd have to set it all up.
Before I forget about it.
45% for 8 to 7. 29% for 6 to 5. So the majority of you seem to be in that 8 to 5 range, which is expected.
I'm not gonna put the IMDb rating
that being
of Brahmastra here yet.
Actually, Sajal, that would be 19 shots. Thanks to Parv, we know. I don't know if you see this, but he said, I'm going to say it for everyone who's watching. Play a game where you drink a shot every time Isha shouts Shiva. And thanks to Parv, we know that would be 19 shots. So
I'm going to wait a couple of days for the IMDb rating. It has 33,000 reviews, but it sits at a 4.8. And I just want to see if it's just getting review bombed.
Yeah. Okay. I'll still
days for that and then check in on it later.
Again, thank you all, 45 of you, for putting your opinion on the poll. Much appreciated. Regardless of if it's review, I'm going to quickly pull up for you guys the critic reviews now that we gave our number.
Yeah, it's getting review. I mean, Rotten Tomatoes is sitting at a 69 across the board.
All right. IMDb, okay, we're not going to talk about that because that is not related to the movie. Gonna get out of here. Rotten Tomatoes, not bad. In the same, dude, they gave it a 67%. You gave it a 6.7, so you're dead on. A little suspicious, if you ask me.
I didn't look at it.
Little
suspicious. It was in the 70s when I pulled up the website.
That's what they all say. Yeah.
I swear.
All right. Well, any final thoughts here as we come to a close on the Brahmastra? Yeah, Luca, explain yourself here.
I am Rotten Tomatoes. I'll admit it. I am CEO of Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, closing remarks. Guys, 42 people here. Thank you so much for showing up. If you're not part of Into the Movieverse, please board the ship. We have fantastic amenities.
Aboard.
We have a water cooler with cold water. We have a snacks station. And also, Biffer and Parv are your personal waiters on board the Movieverse ship. So please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share this with any of your friends that love movies. We would love for you to come onto our community and join the community and travel the Movieverse with us. That's what we love to do here. In terms of next films, we still need to do the Three Idiots review, which is why I was kind of like, we could just do a quick 20-minute review of it because it's such an old film that it's not such an old film, but
it deserves its own thing. Yeah.
So I feel like we could just quickly talk about it. It's not a rushed review or anything. I just want to talk about it before I forget most of the stuff that happened in the movie.
On a note, I want to say on another note here, again, for all of you who don't know, Parv and Biffer do a lot for the Discord and the YouTube, make sure they get a lot of great news out and they keep everyone up to date. So both of you, thank you so much for helping us along the way and making this Brahmastra week happen and all your great insights. We really appreciate it. For all of you who want to talk to us about movies and Brahmastra and you want to give your opinions and stuff, when we're not live, feel free to join the community Discord. The link should be in the description. You can talk to all of us fellow movie lovers when we're not live and hear about when we are going live and when content's coming out. So there's a lot of good discussions going on in that server, and we hope to see you there. So thank you, Par, for dropping that link.
Thank you guys so much for showing up. In total, 7 across the board for the VFX of Brahmastra.
That's the only reason.
Shout out to the VFX production houses.
Yeah, they nailed it.
they did a really great job with the VFX, and too bad they couldn't put some of that money that they put into the VFX into some great writers. But yeah, I think we will see you guys in the next one. In terms of what's next, we did have our poll up in the community chat. So we have after this, hopefully Bullet Train. You should see. I think we will do the Three Idiots review before Bullet Train. Bullet Train is still in theaters.
Running out of time on that.
Running out of time on that, but we do want to get Bullet Train out. And then I am forcing Cody to watch Gangs 1 and 2. So we may split up the two parts, so we're not watching both back to back. But we will do Gangs 1 and then maybe a middle between. We'll do in between Gangs 2, and then we'll do that one, and then we'll do Ego Watch Party.
Yeah, and we don't. Yeah, and then in the future, I don't think we'll plan so far in advance. It's just that a lot got backed up. But also, I have some movies I really want to put on that list, so you guys will be seeing some other stuff soon.
Yeah, and let us know. I think we'll put a community post up. At least I would want to of some of your favorite American films that you guys would love for us to see. Yeah. Because we want to know. I'm also really interested in knowing what American films have done well besides Marvel, because I don't think we're going to talk about Marvel movies on here just because they've been talked about so much.
Oversaturated.
But let us know what has done really well in terms of American films in India.
I think Vertica brings up a point. I think the Vikram.
Yes, that one. The Vikram beta trailer has dropped recently.
Kathai, so. I think those are overdue. That's a different movie, Vikram Veda. But the Kathai...
Vikram Rona, which was released already, and then Vikram Veda is a separate thing. And then there's Vikram.
Yeah, Kathai and Vikram are also way overdue, but again, the list is long. There's a lot we want to do as well as you guys want to see, so we're trying to work out that the best way we can. But anywho, thank you all so much for joining. We hope you had a good time. We hope to see you for the next episode. Again, Discord if you want to talk to us when we're not live. We hope... you guys enjoyed the movie. I know some of you didn't, but it's always fun to talk to everyone about a common interest. So yeah. So guys, everybody, thank you for joining us. We are happy that we brought you this review in the morning for you guys. I am very tired, and I'm ready for bed, but we are going to be coming back, and we will let you know in the Discord and in the community chat when we will be going live for the Three Idiots review. And yeah, we planned out a lot, but I think it's good to have something to look forward to. So yeah, we are super excited to bring you those next episodes. And like I said before, if you have not boarded the Movieverse ship yet, fantastic amenities. Come on board!
Come on board. The cost of admission is free.
It is free
right now. And yeah, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and share it with anybody that loves movies and wants to talk about them. And it was a pleasure spending our night with you, and we will catch you guys in the next one.
Sounds good. Peace out, everyone.
Bye.